All right, let's talk about Emmett Johnson here for a second. So a couple hours ago, Nebraska put out actually this is at 10 o'clock. Yeah, so a couple hours ago is accurate. Nebraska put out a clip of Emmett Johnson and his touchdowns, one of his touchdown celebrations from Saturday night at UCLA when he did the Heisman pose.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
A bunch of people helped him do it.
That was cool. I'll say this about EJ. He's got great sellies, as the kids say. He's definitely up to snuff on the TikTok dances. He 100% knows what's going on. I think he's pretty active on TikTok. I see his TikToks a lot.
Okay.
And then so Nebraska put that video out with an hourglass, like they were waiting. Something like that. Then an hour ago, Nebraska said, putting the nation on notice, Emmett Johnson has earned National Player of the Week honors. That's right. Emmett Johnson is your Maxwell Award National Player of the Week for his 28 carry, 129 yard, 3 catch, 103 yard, 3 touchdown, all purpose performance on Saturday night.
Nobody in the Big's ever done that.
UCLA. Yeah, he's one of the first backs to. He was the first back to ever do it, right, at Nebraska. And like you said in the Big Ten, it's pretty astounding stuff. And I want to talk about it here because I didn't feel like we gave it enough attention yesterday because we were too busy talking about TFEs and stuff like that, which deservedly so. But what? And we did get a call. Oh yeah, Michael called in. He said, "Oh yeah, people are saying that people in the streets are saying that Connor Happer hates Emmett Johnson."
That's right.
Which is definitively not true. It's not true. And so we sit here and we should probably evaluate his end of season award candidacy. If that's the thing that people care about. I personally don't that much. I think what he's been for Nebraska this year has been a revelation and a saving grace, I think, for Nebraska's offense at a lot of times this year. Not that they're devoid of weapons or anything like that, but just, what they weren't able to create behind him in the preseason, or what they kind of tried. They said, "Oh, well, we got Mekhi Nelson and we got Quentin Ives and we got Isaiah Mosey." Never really came to fruition. I think in part because those players are just young, and then also in part because Emmett just proved over the stretch now of 10 games that he can carry whatever is put on his shoulders.
He has 14 touchdown wows.
14 touchdown wows. All right, so keep this in mind before we're going to preface all this with this. He has played one more game than most running backs. Not all, but most. Nebraska has a bye this weekend. There will be a lot of running backs that catch up to him sort of statistically this week. Josh just very rudely hung up on one of our callers. Sad. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be right with you." Then he just hung up on him. Don't worry, I've done that before. So keep that. Now they're calling back. Keep that in mind when we say the stats. So he is third in the nation in carries right now. And keep in mind what he does in the passing game as well. He's got 203 carries this entire year. He is second in the nation in rushing. And he's got 11 touchdowns, which there's very few above him at this point. Although it is funny that Kawan Lacey, a one-time Nebraska commit, currently leads the nation in rushing touchdowns at this moment with 16, 2 clear of Georgia Tech's Haynes King.
You mean touchdown wows?
I'm sorry, I mean touchdown wows. Sorry, I got to really get in the habit of calling them touchdown wows. I apologize. So, as it stands statistically right now, he is the best running back in the Big Ten Conference.
Power 4.
I think he is probably one of the, which if you would have told me this before the year, I would have said you're an insane person and you are drinking way too much Kool-Aid and I need you to take some pills.
Because you hate it.
No, not because I hate him, because I just didn't think that he had a ceiling like that. If you would have told me before the season that Emmett Johnson, at whatever stage of the year, but especially in mid-November, that he is a top 10 running back in the country, I would have said, all right, that's enough. You're high. Please go take a nap. Sleep it off.
Give me the rest so I can get rid of it.
Yep, I'll definitely dispose of it properly. We'll have it destroyed. I would have just called you crazy. And he is, I think, probably one of those players right now. I don't think it's as definitive as other people are like, oh yeah, look at him. It's not only statistics that these people look at, and it's, keep in mind once again that there's going to be a lot of backs who catch up with him this weekend that are in action in college football. But make no mistake about it. He's going to be on first team All Big Ten this year. He'll have a really, really, really strong argument for Big Ten running back of the year. I think it'll be him, and then Justice Haynes will be right in that conversation. Then probably Jonah Coleman as well. Jonah Coleman not quite as gaudy in the rushing yards category at this point, because I believe he missed a game or two, and he only had 2 yards against Wisconsin, so that kind of killed him. But whether you like it or not, when you talk about these postseason awards, the preseason stuff kind of matters. The where you're at from a perception standpoint kind of matters. Maybe it should, maybe it shouldn't. But, I don't think that Emmett Johnson will find himself on any stages in New York in December. I don't.
Seems unlikely.
Should he? I still think probably not. But would you be surprised if he picked up a top 5 vote or two somewhere along the line, like if he just showed up on the ballot?
Oh. No, I guess I wouldn't.
I don't think I would either.
I mean, we got a couple people here.
We got a couple people here. There's a lot of voters. So you have to put him, in order for him to end up on anybody's ballot, in order for him to end up on the total list, you have to get a first, second, or third place vote. Is anyone saying that Emmett Johnson is the third best player in college football this year?
I don't know that anyone outside of Memorial Stadium.
I'm saying anyone, period.
Anyone?
Anyone, period. Anyone with a Heisman vote. Any reputable source.
No. Many callers to big red overreaction this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
They said he's the third best player in the nation?
Well, they said he was the first best player in the nation.
He's not the first best player in the nation, but he's really good.
That was the talk of BROR.
I just don't want people to get bent out of shape.
The quarterback.
I don't want people to get bent out of shape when he does it and show up here. Okay.
They've lost 3 games.
This is fun, and I think Nebraska can absolutely fire up the PR machine to get his name out there. But I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's probably not going to happen.
I believe Michael Severe did a mini mock running back draft and had Emmett 9th today.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. I think Michael Severe, he has a Heisman vote.
He has a Heisman vote.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. So, by the way, the 10th place Heisman finisher last year was Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord.
Oh, interesting.
Another one-time. Did he ever commit to Nebraska? There was a 1 week period where he was actually committed to Nebraska, or like he went on a visit.
Yeah.
And then they got dialogue.
It was like they thought it was a musical chair situation. They're like, oh crap, I guess we got to go get Kyle McCord.
So he got 7 third place votes last year and 1 second place vote, and he ended up 10th on the list. Every other person on the list got at least 1 first place vote. There was 1 person who voted for Shedeur Sanders to win the Heisman last year.
Hello.
Yep.
That's a vote that you've taken away from Travis Hunter.
So once again, you want to talk about what the PR machine can do? That's it. Right? And I just don't think Emmett has the the proper name cachet to really get there at this point.
They should absolutely make a bunch of graphics, a bunch of videos, a bunch of
100%.
They should do it.
Know about this man.
It will
make T-shirts, whatever you got to do.
It will bear no fruit, but it gets his name out there. It gets your name out there. Why not do it?
Mitchell Engraving, our dear friends.
Hi, Mitchell Engraving.
What a hat, by the way.
What a hat.
Is Connor trying to derail our Johnson for Heisman campaign? No, I'm not. I say do it.
Okay, but
this is what I'm saying. I'm saying do it. We need the PR machine. He needs the PR machine to work. I'm just telling you the likely result. Your efforts will be futile. That's what I'm saying. But that's no reason to not do it. Just because you know you're not going to win the national championship doesn't mean you shouldn't try, Josh.
Also, if we're going to do it, that's what we should call it.
What? The Johnson Heisman campaign?
The Johnson Heisman campaign, yes.
Is this like that scene, all those scenes in Austin Powers?
Yes.
My God, look at that, Johnson. Somebody should grab that clip and put it out there and get some clicks on that.
Have you seen our Johnson?
Andrew writes in on Twitter.
Andrew?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what
is
kind
this
of
the Andrew of phone call fame?
I don't know. People are freaking out about that. Emmett won't be a part of the Heisman, but he should be up for the Doak Walker. Yeah. Like that. Anything you got to do. I mean, do the PR campaign.
Yeah.
Do it. Say Emmett for Doak Walker. While you're at it, just say Emmett for Heisman. It'll work the same way, I think. Let's go to the phones. Our Casino Zone hotline. Our dear friend Random Mike is here, who was rudely hung up on before by Josh. Hello, Mike.
That's right.
How did you know that?
I could see what's happening with my eyes. And Josh did the thing, was like, what did I just do? And then he sat there and waited for you to call back. So you're very welcome on this show.
I appreciate that. And I thought I reacted pretty quickly.
You did. You called right back right away.
And I'm proud of myself there. But listen, last year, and we all do the comps, you know. Is comp short for comparison? I've never known that for sure.
In this case, yes.
Last year I had a comp when Emmett was showing his greatness. And look, that 100 yards rushing and receiving, he easily could have done that in maybe the biggest game in years against Wisconsin. If they'd thrown him a couple more passes, which they could have at the end, because they couldn't stop him at all. And that was just so impressive. But I made the comp with Abdullah, and you could barely contain your laughter. I mean, you thought that was just way out of line. Now, he is better this year, but he was really good last year. Do you remember, who did we beat on the road early? And there weren't many. Was it Purdue?
Yes. They beat Purdue on the road last year, yeah.
I knew it was an Indiana team. It wasn't Indiana. I'm pretty sure of that.
Definitely wasn't them.
And I don't think he played much at all in the first half. Remember, he was number 2 behind Dowdell, who's now number 2 at Kentucky. And Emmett played in the second half, and he was fantastic. And his yards per carry for much of the first 2/3 of the year, that's the first 2/3 before he played a lot, was way above anybody else. He's a super talented guy, but he's definitely gotten better, bigger, stronger, faster. And it made me think of Barkley. And you know what Barkley said about his second or third year at Penn State? He said the conditioning and weightlifting program there made him so much better, bigger, stronger, faster. And I think that's true for Emmett, but I don't think he was ever really slow. But nobody talks about his speed. If you look it up, I think they say 4.45. Is that possible?
Well, I thought that's what it's certainly possible. I don't know, but I thought when they got him as a recruit, I kind of thought that's what he was going to be, because they weren't sure kind of what to do with him at first, because he was sort of a small, like scatty type of back, and they didn't really. So I thought his one quality was speed, but he is like totally rounded into form completely, to his credit.
I don't know if he was ever easy for one guy to bring him down. And he's talked about that he said total confidence in ability to be one person. Boy, what did Dana say after one of the games? 10 human beings he defeated. I couldn't tackle him or something like that. Yeah. Hey, props to you for the job you did the women's basketball game. And let me tell you something. Every assist but one you acknowledge. But here's the thing: the men, and I love this guy, a ranked mass, a triple double. How often do we see that around here?
Not very often. I mean, it's like it's only happened like a couple times in the last multiple decades.
And when was the last time it happened to a guy over 6'8"?
Now that is
This
even
guy-
more rare. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, it's usually a point guard.
And your counterpart with the men, I don't think gave credit to any of those assists, and he maybe won the whole game. And I wanted to strangle the guy because there were a lot of good assists. The Nebraska men are a good passing team, and but Mass is fantastic. And if you watch him, kind of like when you watch Kalkbrenner, he's setting screens all the time. And how many screens did Kalkbrenner? I mean, it was a big part of their offense, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, screen and rolling all the time.
But how did they get Rank Mass to come back like his 7th year? Because he could be a pro in his home country and make a lot of money. I mean, he's a sensational all-around player, and we've never seen him healthy. Remember that clown that busted his nose before he even started, and then he had hurt his leg? And maybe he's as close to healthy as he's been, but boy, what a great player on the team. And Hoiberg's been talking about him, forever, about how important it is to have him back.
No doubt. He will be. They will go however far Rick Bass takes him this year. That's my takeaway.
But how about the freshman from Lincoln, the redshirt freshman? Have you seen much of him?
No, not much at all. No, I don't think anybody's seen much of him at all.
He's an athlete. He's been there like their leading scorer coming off the bench, and the dude can play. And for a comp, I was thinking Piatkowski as his redshirt freshman year. I mean, Piatkowski was a great athlete, and you can laugh, but they're very excited about this kid.
Thanks, Mike. Good to hear from you.
Take care, man.
All right. Still said that Mike doesn't come up to me at the women's basketball games. He stays anonymous. It seems like he goes every time.
Just say hi to my man.
Yeah, just say, come down and say hello. I'm not doing anything. Even if it looks like I'm doing something, I'm not doing anything.
You're just reading from a card, right?
Kind of. It's a computer screen.
Okay, but you're not
during the game, it's super active and I can't do it. But before the game, I'm just like walking around. I get there early and don't do anything. Talk to people, yuck it up, whatever it might be.
Get your shots up. You getting shots
Hobnob.
up?
No, I haven't shot anything. I only shot a little bit at the Creighton game a little bit last week.
Okay.
So yeah, we got to get that thing going. Get the thing going a little bit. So a lot of ideas coming in for the Emmett Johnson for Heisman t-shirts.
Okay.
We got, let's see. We got this one from Steve.
Hi, Steve.
In the words of Gus, that Johnson is a big wow. Wow. We didn't get, we probably are not, well, we're definitely not going to get, well, I shouldn't say definitely because I guess I don't know, but we're not going to get Gus Johnson calling any Emmett Johnson games this year.
Sad.
Right? Nebraska hasn't been on Big Noon, have they?
I don't remember them being there this season, but
Nebraska has
a long season.
It has been. Why can I remember things that happened like 6 weeks ago? All right, so no Cincinnati, no Akron, no Houston Christian, no Michigan State, no Maryland, no Minnesota, No, they have not. They have not been on Big Noon this year. But they still might be for Penn State because nobody knows what time that game will happen. Michael says you could get some Big Johnson shirts made up.
Remember in the 90s?
Big Emmett Johnson.
Are you old enough to remember the buck naked shirts and the co-ed naked shirts?
Oh, yeah, I am.
That were for some reason popular in the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what this has the vibe.
Vulgarity on t-shirts has never been more back than right now. I see people walking around with crap on their t-shirts all the time. F words. Oh yeah.
My wife received a lewd t-shirt at a wedding.
What was it about?
It was about the wearer of the shirt enjoying the British Broadcasting Corporation.
Yikes! Dear God, that is very lewd.
It was a gag gif. It was, hey everybody, we're gonna, instead of throwing
people
the garter,
do that nowadays.
Yeah, we're gonna throw shirts out, and then you unfurl the shirt, and
that's funny. And then everybody laughs,
and then we have to go around explaining the shirt to everyone.
No, you don't wear the shirt. You throw it away, or you do something else with it immediately. All right, but yes, Emmett Johnson has been awesome this year, and Mike was making the point about sort of what he was last year, and give credit to Random Mike. I mean, he was out ahead of the curve, and I think a lot of people were. I wasn't on Emmett Johnson, but I just thought like a really good spot for him, especially when it was him and Dowdell last year, was like I really like him at 11 carries for 72 yards. And I think that's about what I want from him every game. And I think that's about what he can give you. He was consistent. I mean, he's always good, but I just never thought, man, would he be able to keep up that same pace if he's going for 25 carries a game? And he has. He absolutely has.
He is executing the workload of a Derrick Henry, but he does not have that body.
No, it's frankly amazing what he's been able to do. So, I mean, last year he ran for, let's see. Last year he ran for 598, 5.1 a carry. This year he has already run for, what is it, 1131.
Yeah.
5.6 a carry. Over double plus some the attempts. So he's
okay. I understand.
What?
You said double plus, and I got confused.
Double plus some. He 203 attempts this year already, compared to last year, he only had 117. So not quite double yet. But he's going to get to double at some point in the next 2 games. So shout out to Emmett Johnson. He's probably not going to win the Heisman, but that doesn't mean they can't make t-shirts.
I'll go ahead and guarantee he doesn't win the Heisman.
Okay. Josh guarantees he doesn't win the Heisman, but that does not mean they can't make t-shirts.
Oh, no, make the
t-shirts.
Again, make the t-shirts.
Make t-shirts.
Please. Campaign hard.
All right, we'll be back with NFL reaction overreaction after this on 1620 The Zone.